I strongly believe that an agile security organization is an added value for an organization. That value will be has to be clearly shown and emerge from the business case you do. So speak with the business. Once again, I'll come back to that. You have to make sure you get the business implication when you're doing your strategic planning, so that you understand what their risks are. Have them even tell you what their risks are. Not talking about threats and all those miscreant things that are going on. They don't understand that, but they understand consequence. If you speak of business interruption, if you speak of protecting the reputation, making sure that private data doesn't get exposed because you didn't manage your risk properly, that they know and they understand the importance.
We have sort of this break-fix mentality that says, okay, we're going to progress along as best we can and fix that which occurs, mitigate those steps. But the truth is that we can do some preemptive things, some strategic things that prevent that kind of stuff from happening. We wind up being much better off. Illustration. In the past, and I use that term very decidedly because my next statement is very antiquated. In the past, we have thought of security in terms of infrastructure, in terms of devices, in terms of hard, tangible stuff. We think in terms of firewall and intrusion detection and antivirus and those kinds of things. And the truth is we have to stop thinking about, we still have to do that. That still has to be part of our thought processes. We can't take our eye off that ball. But in this day, the priority can no longer be on the infrastructure. Today, the priority has to be the foci, peripherally, the infrastructure. But the focus today has to be on the information at rest and moving through that infrastructure. And so now we can do put some things in place that perhaps the bad guys haven't thought about resolving yet today.
Ownership of that data is also very important. To your point, classifying that information shouldn't be an IT thing. I mean, we can provide the guidelines for classification, but if you're able to have strong ownership of that data and to create awareness and create responsibility to those business line or the owner, like marketing people, if they have the data scientists and all these people picking in the data, well, you're responsible for that data. You're going to classify it, and you're going to make sure that if it gets duplicated, that you know where it's going and that you authorize that. So this is one way to actually extend your security routes to the business as well.
Encryption, I don't care how good your staff is, all data in the clear is vulnerable. So now we have to have an intelligent, clarifying conversation, and the topic of that conversation is risk tolerance. What can we afford to have exposed? What can we not? The stuff that cannot be exposed in this day has to be encrypted. Okay, so that's where we are today. There's the chess match. We're going to push a pawn out into the center of a board just as sort of a marker. Will encryption become a thing of the past? Yes, it will, but not today. Today, it's a whole series of mitigating steps to sort of prevent them. So it's sort of this give and take, back and forth, this art form gamesmanship kind of thing, and that's going to go on ad nauseum. Should we quit and become fishermen? I don't think so. It's called job security. But in the next breath, there's also a case of understanding what the issues are today, and maybe as importantly or more importantly, we need to be looking down the road and say, where are the bad guys going and what are the preemptive strikes we need to make for tomorrow?